Chusi is a young girl living with her mother. Due to their lack of money, she drops out of school to work, where she's treated terribly, like a slave, and mocked for her clothes. One day, she meets Lucas, the young and wealthy prince of the country. When he sees a guy harassing a girl, he fights him off and throws him out. There, he encounters Chusi, who becomes shy at the sight of him but accidentally trips and kisses Lucas, who is disgusted. His friend Lynn asks if she is his girlfriend, but Lucas denies it immediately and tells him to keep it secret, fearing punishment for kissing a poor girl. He gives Chusi money to ensure her silence, and they leave. However, in the kiss, Lucas accidentally took Chusi's mother's pendant, and she begins to chase them. Suddenly, criminals point a gun at them and kidnap them. Chusi demands her pendant back, and the thieves take them to a beach, forcing them to hand over all their money, knowing Lucas is rich. Chusi speaks fearlessly, and Lucas promises her $2 million if she helps them escape. She pretends to faint, and when the thieves approach, she grabs Lucas unintentionally. Lucas calls her foolish, and it turns out the thieves are military cadets from a school for the super rich, training for war. Chusi demands the money for saving him, but when Lucas refuses, she calls him a lying jerk and punches him, leaving a bruise. Chusi's mother calls her worried, but she's suddenly hit by a car and ends up in the hospital in critical condition. There, Lucas's mother learns that Chusi's mother wants to donate her organs before dying. Her friends try to stop Chusi, but she insists, and her mother agrees to give her kidney to Lucas's father on the condition that they adopt Chusi into their family and she marries Lucas. They agree, and Lucas rushes to the hospital. When Chusi sees him, she is scared and then collapses in tears, blaming Lucas for not seeing her mother alive. Lucas's mother says they will accept her into the rich school along with her son. Chusi runs desperately and finds her house burned down because her mother left the iron on, and the landlady mercilessly demands money. Chusi, having nothing, sneaks into Lucas's house. He wants her gone, but his mother insists she stays, and he makes her life impossible. In revenge, she sneaks into his room to take back her mother's pendant, but Lucas catches her, and they accidentally kiss. She later appears in a beautiful dress, looking like Cinderella, which surprises Lucas with her beauty, though he quickly becomes angry because Chusi will attend his elite school. He explains it's not possible since she is poor, but his mother says they must pretend she is his fiancée to be accepted. Chusi throws water in his face in surprise, and they go to school together. He tells everyone she is his assistant, not his fiancée. His friend Mina transfers to be with her, and at school, they bully and intimidate her for being poor, even calling her a demon. Malicious girls bully her, and one day, her skirt tears, leaving her exposed. Her friend tries to sew it up, and Chusi walks with her hand on her backside, while some boys laugh at her. Chusi sees a girl confessing love to Lucas, begging for a kiss, but Lucas calls security to remove her, showing his arrogance. He sneaks into her room, watching her study, realizing she is smart. He tries to get her into his bed, but she refuses, calling him arrogant. Lucas becomes angry since he's never been rejected, treating her like a servant. She yells back, saying she's not afraid. Alone with Lucas, students notice a spark between them, spreading a rumor that Chusi is pregnant with his child. Chusi calls it crazy and throws glue at Lucas, who then forces her to deny the rumor. He mocks her, and as she leaves, trash falls on her head, making everyone laugh. Chusi insults her classmates, and they throw paper balls at her. Lucas defends her with his life. Yin, the prettiest girl in school, asks if Chusi is really having Lucas's baby. Chusi denies it, and Yin calls her a poor milk seller who can never marry Lucas, continuing the harassment. They force her to eat seafood, knowing she's allergic, causing her to itch all over. She asks her friend to scratch her back, breaks a valuable vase because she can't stop scratching, and the angry teacher threatens expulsion. Sad, she gets invited to dinner, where a thug flirts and tries to kiss her. Lynn tells him to stop, starting a fight, and just when Chusi is about to be hit, Lucas steps in to protect her, punching the thug. Lucas fights off all the thugs, gets injured, and Chusi lovingly tends to his wounds. Lucas explains the thugs are his enemies and warns her to leave for her own safety. She refuses, and he cruelly yells for her own good. Lynn shows her a small house belonging to his grandfather, suggesting she thank him with a kiss, but Lucas's mother finds out and insists she stays. The tension between Chusi and Lucas nearly leads to a fight. Chusi tells Lynn she never wants to see Lucas's face again, but both Lynn and Peter admire her beauty and love for life. The three watch the stars together, and Lucas recalls his old girlfriend, realizing he has genuine feelings for Chusi now. Chusi discovers a boy bleeding in school, but it's fake blood used to scare her. She remains unfazed. A thug tries to make her his servant, but Chusi punches him, leading to her punishment of field labor in the heat, which sends her to the hospital. Returning to class, she finds her books torn and covered in insults, making her cry. Her friend stays with her, cheering her up. Chusi and Lynn share secrets, angering Lucas, who tries to separate them. Chusi says she's tired of him, calling her aggressive. She regrets meeting him, and as she leaves, someone throws a flower pot at her, but Lynn saves her. Lucas's mother, worried someone wants to kill her, makes Lucas her bodyguard. He agrees if she's kinder and stops fighting. Lucas becomes her shadow at school, protecting her, even following her into the girls' bathroom, causing a scene. Her friend asks if Lucas is her boyfriend. Chusi says she'd rather kiss a pig. Lucas hears this, hurt, and in revenge, tells everyone she's his girlfriend and carrying his baby. She punches him, and Lucas kisses her hand, warning he'll kiss more if she hits again, which flusters her. The stalker appears with a knife, revealed to be a jealous girl obsessed with Lucas. She tries to stab Chusi, but Lucas shields her, getting injured. The girl apologizes and leaves. Affected by Lucas's words, Chusi tells her friend she needs a job. She starts washing cars at night and finds Lucas waiting because he can't live without her. Bullied at work for being the best, Lynn covers her with his jacket while Lucas orders them to wash his car, humiliating them for hurting Chusi. Lynn comforts her as she says she needs money to pay debts, planning a sports exhibition with her friend. Distributing invitations, a bully tears up the papers, but Lucas scares them away. Chusi feels sad, insulted about her dead mother. Lucas reassures her that her mother would be proud. When she needs to use the bathroom, Lucas lets her in exchange for a kiss. She hits him, and in shock, he spits food in her face. Chusi wipes it off with her robe, making her mother think she's sucking his chest, and she gets happy. For Lucas's birthday, he plans something special to impress Chusi, inviting her in front of everyone. She says she's busy, but he insists until she agrees, spreading rumors of a special relationship. Lacking money for an expensive gift, Chusi spends the day sewing a special suit for Lucas. At the party, everyone arrives except Chusi, who comes with Lynn, annoying Lucas. She gives him the gift, touching his heart. Jealous, Yuan suggests truth or dare, embarrassing Chusi by revealing personal things. Lucas gets angrier, and the girls dare Chusi to kiss a boy. Without hesitation, she kisses Lucas, making him feel heavenly, while Yuan dies of envy. Chusi later asks about Lucas's ex, angering him, as it's a sensitive topic. Yin tells her the ex died, and to earn Lucas's forgiveness, Chusi must sing a special song, Little Star. She sings terribly, enraging Lucas, who says she doesn't deserve to sing it. His ex-girlfriend why suddenly Chusi falls into the freezing pool, and Lil pulls her out of the water. The mother tells Yin that she is as wicked as a witch. Lucas ends the party and remembers his ex-girlfriend in a church where they were about to get married. He feels confused because now, after bumping into Chusi, he feels a love for her that pressures his soul, and he doesn't know how to behave. He tries to make peace with Chusi, but she escapes from him and a thumbtack is stuck in his rear, causing him much pain. Lil confesses that it was Yin, so he confronts her with insults. Yin takes advantage of the situation to pretend she hits her, and tells the principal that she is a busybody. Chusi is punished to run for hours, and although she is tired, she doesn't give up. Lucas discovers that Yin is responsible for everything, and she confesses that she is envious of Chusi because they seem like a couple. While Lin tries to stop her, she refuses until she faints, and Lucas carries her in his arms like a hero, taking her home, where her mother screams in terror upon seeing her so sick. Lucas takes care of her and gets on top of her as if he were going to make love to her, saying that their relationship doesn't have to be so negative. He asks her not to move out because he likes having her close. She touches his face to make sure she's not dreaming, and Lucas flirts more with her. Chusi is so nervous that she says she doesn't like him, and he responds that it is impossible because all the girls have always fallen in love with him. Afterwards, the doctor arrives and discovers the mother eavesdropping on the gossip. Lucas sits with Lynn, who is sad because he found out that Chusi is the fiancée of his friend. He says that when her father arrives, she will have to leave the mansion because he won't accept her, and she will go to Lynn's house, which he wishes for immediately. Returning to his bed, he remembers how much he loves her and suddenly hears a scream. He finds Chusi on the floor crying because she twisted her knee. She asks for help, and unintentionally he tries to take off her pants. Her mother hears a noise and, seeing them so close, thinks they are kissing and tells them to continue. But he explains that it is a misunderstanding, and she says that Lucas's mouth disgusts her. The next day is awkward between them, and he kicks Chusi's ma. She says it is hell being so mean, so Yin bullies her. The two gather with her and warn that if she hurts Chusi again, she will regret it. Lucas leaves his phone behind, and Yin tells her mother that Chusi doesn't need a car because she picks her up from school and kidnaps her. Joan says she only wants Lucas's money and claims that no matter how much money she has, she will never be a princess. However, Chusi explains that she only seeks true love, which truly makes her happy. Joan yells that it is nonsense and fed up. She asks to be let out of the car. Yin leaves her in the rain like an abandoned puppy. Lucas arrives to rescue her, and instead of going home, he takes her to a hotel since her clothes are wet. He asks her to change, but turns around so as not to see her naked. Lucas's dreams are shattered, and he explains that when he kissed her, he felt a special connection. He confesses that he likes her, but Chusi doesn't answer, and he discovers that she is in the shower and didn't hear anything he said. She calls him a pervert because he always wants to see her without clothes, and Lucas corners her with an aggressive look, so she kicks him in his most sensitive parts. Returning home, his mother notices they are apart and confesses that Lucas is a sad boy and should be treated well because a year ago, his girlfriend left him without any reason, and now he has a sensitive heart and needs Chusi's smile to revive. So, she treats him gently, which surprises Lucas, and he wonders if she is plotting something. Then the exams arrive, and the teacher approaches her because she gets good grades and accuses her of cheating because he doesn't believe a poor girl can be so intelligent. She retakes the exam in a room with more surveillance and cameras monitoring all her movements. She gets the highest grade again, and the teacher says it is impossible and thinks it is a mistake. A girl defends her, and she relaxes in the gym when a thief steals her phone. A boy named PY helps her, but she thinks he is the thief and hits him, realizing later that he saved her. The next day, she discovers that PY is the new student at the school and is also poor like Chusi, who becomes the class president. They argue loudly because he doesn't want to follow her orders. PY is a free spirit, and later Lucas spies on Chusi in her room, making her angry and calling him a creep. She studies so much that she feels tired and falls asleep. Lucas thinks it is the best moment of his life, but discovers that she spends a lot of time with PY. They both tell her she is as pretty as flowers, and the rumor spreads that they are in love with Chusi. They fight to the death for her, and PY chases and surprises Chusi, not expecting Lucas to be there like a lion looking for his prey. She says she doesn't belong to him and pretends that PY and she are dating. He takes advantage of the situation to touch her, and Lucas says that PY is not a good match for her because he doesn't truly understand her heart. Her 3 suitors approach to kiss her, and at that moment, she realizes that the one she truly loves is Lucas because when Yin touches her hair lovingly, she feels burning jealousy and curses him. Yin challenges her to a beauty contest with the condition that the winner gets to stay with Lucas, and the loser will forget about him. Her friends think she is doomed because Joan is super beautiful, so she asks a doctor for special makeup and goes to the mall to buy special creams. When Lil accompanies her, Lucas shows up with Joan, pretending she is his girlfriend. When Chusi turns around, he quickly lets go of Joan's hand because it is impossible to hide the love he feels for Chusi, who tries on a dress with Lynn, making Lucas very jealous. They are left alone in the dressing room, and Yin says she kissed Lucas, but Chusi doesn't believe her. Joan explains that he kisses great and enjoyed it a lot. Chusi says she is crazy, and when Lil leaves, she hits her with her shoe out of jealousy. Lucas unzips Joan's dress and almost takes it off. Everyone is surprised, and then they are in the dark where he is about to kiss her. There is such a special love between them that his mother gets emotional and says they should get married. She feels embarrassed and hides in her room, and Lucas enters, sees her underwear on the bed, and accidentally fills her panties with soap while cleaning them. She catches him and gets angry because she thinks he is sniffing her underwear like a pervert. Then her mother discovers them and, thinking they are doing something, leaves them alone. She explains that it is not what it seems, but everyone in the house thinks they are dating. Chusi feeds some abandoned kittens and writes love notes with an unknown person who turns out to be Lucas. He gets emotional, seeing that their hearts are so united. After this, the beauty contest begins, and Lucas is in the stands with everyone. She looks very pretty and dances like a white swan. She reaches the final round, where she has to show her personality. Unlike the others, she plays videos of when she was poor and confesses that she was born in a poor neighborhood where the kids used to bully her, but she was happy with her mother, who was the most beautiful person in her life, making everyone cry. Chusi encourages them that words of hate should never affect them and confesses that there is a boy in the audience she likes and is the love of her life. Lucas finds her, but she is sad because Yen tore her dress, and she cannot go on stage for the last show. He does her a favor and sings a song dedicated solely to her, preparing to confess his love in front of everyone. A masked girl appears, and Lucas thinks it is Chusi, but she runs off because she is told they know where her missing father is. Lucas confesses his love, and she suddenly takes off the mask, revealing herself to be his old girlfriend, Lita, whom he hasn't seen in years, surprising everyone. Chusi is kidnapped by mysterious people who take her to a factory, tie her up with chains, and gag her. Lucas, upon finding out, calls his friends to rescue Chusi, who is very scared and discovers that her kidnapper is Lita's ex-boyfriend. Jealous that she left him to return to Lucas, he reveals that the story about her father was a lie, making Chusi angrier. Lucas, upon seeing her, removes the chains, but the kidnappers threaten him. Being at a disadvantage, the thugs propose that the cost of freeing Chusi is breaking one of Lucas's legs, which he agrees to do for her. As they strike him, the police arrive to save them. At home, Chusi treats his wound, and he tells her she's the prettiest girl in the universe, asking her to be his girlfriend. They are about to kiss when a call comes from his ex-girlfriend Lita, who wants to get back with him. She enters the school and marks her territory, interfering in their relationship, making Chusi increasingly sad. Additionally, she is in danger, and PY becomes her bodyguard, scaring away all the boys who approach her. Chusi tries to escape, but PY is very quick, and taking advantage of a distraction, she runs home with her friend. There, Lynn's grandfather says she seems like a nice and kind girl and should marry, but not Lucas, rather Lynn. Desperate, she says she already has a fiancé and runs to Lucas's house, asking him to pretend to be her husband. They go on several dates, feeling more love each time, and it seems the affection they feel is real. However, the grandfather gets angry and throws her out of Lucas's house, making her stay at Lynn's house. Lucas misses her and says he needs an assistant at home. As an excuse, Chusi shows up to work, but in reality, they look at each other with love and grow closer. He touches her cheeks and says he is very happy to see her. She responds that her heart shines when she is with him. Then she makes him breakfast like a precious girlfriend. Unfortunately, Lita interferes in their relationship and says that Chusi would be a terrible wife because she is selfish and wouldn't truly love him, claiming she only wants his money. Chusi realizes that Lita is lying. She is manipulating her beloved and decides to leave. He chases after her, tells her he loves her, and gives her a passionate kiss on those lips that melt with love. But she rejects his kiss because until he gets rid of the wicked Lita from his life, their love cannot flourish, and this hurts his soul. Then he meets with Pity, and they both get so drunk that they end up sleeping together on a bench. When they wake up, they discover they are being filmed, and people say she slept with him. Chusi says it's a lie, and Lucas is very jealous and blames her. But she also gets angry because he spent the day with Lita, and they argue about who betrayed whom. They separate until he misses her so much that he sneaks into her room and tells her he loves her and begs her never to leave him. Lucas surrenders at her feet and ends up in bed with her, almost without clothes, and at school. He shows her affection because he can no longer hide his love, and she is the woman of his life. So he tells his mother and grandfather that he loves her very much and wants to marry her. Then Chusi hears about this and prepares for when Lucas proposes to her. However, Joan pretends to be pregnant by him because it turns out that when he was drunk, she put him in her bed, and he feels forced to rethink his future and his relationship with Chusi, who says she does want to marry him. But he explains that they must break up and that they have no future. Her heart breaks, and he assures her that he never loved her and becomes increasingly cruel to push her away from his life. Even though he really loves her and it hurts him deeply, she decides to go to France to get away from him. Then Lucas discovers that Joan is not really pregnant and that it was all a lie. His friends encourage him to go after his beloved, and Lucas runs as fast as a dog chasing a tennis ball. But unfortunately, he sees the plane leave and goes sadly to the place where they wrote love notes and remembers the kisses they shared as if they were the last of their lives. Just as he writes her a goodbye note, she suddenly appears, looking so beautiful. He touches her to see if she's real, and she is, and tells him her flight was canceled. He then expresses how much he loves her and that he wants to spend the rest of his life with her. So they share an eternal embrace that heals their souls. They love each other with the madness of two lovers who started by stealing a kiss and ended up stealing each other's hearts, planning a perfect future of love united by kisses that will never separate their lips or their souls. And well, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos.